seen your titties too many times to count.
I only do it to bring joy.
It is a joyful experience.
I mean, or not, whatever. It's
I've
joyful for me.
only experienced joy thus far. I'll let you know when it turns.
Don't. I don't like this. Hi? No.
I no.
Because we're so much fun to fucking look at. That's
terribly, terribly fun.
these elbows. Oh.
There's a certain lighting you need for those.
Yeah. Lotion light. That's what I need. Lotion heavy, actually. My name's Annalisa.
And I'm Ariel.
And this is
Well Chewed Reviews.
Okay. So this week we watched Past Lives.
We did watch
written and directed by Celine Song, starring Greta Lee as Nora, Teo Yoo as what's his name?
Hae Sung.
As Hae Sung, and John Magaro as the white husband.
Arthur.
As Arthur.
Nora and Hae Sung, two deeply connected childhood friends, are wrest apart after Nora's family immigrates from South Korea. Decades later, they are reunited for one fateful week as they confront destiny, love, and the choices that make a life. Once again, we have not discussed this film yet. This is the first time we're talking about it.
This is the first time. I'm really excited about this one, Ariel.
I'm really excited too, and it's actually really good timing because it just went back into theaters again because it came out June 2nd of 2023.
Okay. I was unaware.
Now, because it's getting all the Oscar buzz and Oscar praise, it's back in theaters.
Oh, is it? Yes. Nominated for Best Original Screenplay by Celine Song. That's her name, right? Celine Song. And also for Best Picture.
That's so funny. Oh. None of the actors got nominated, right?
Yeah, and that is bullshit. So, okay. I at least would have thought that Teo Yoo would get nominated because
okay,
because he was my favorite out of everyone.
Let's go into it, please. Let's go into it. So
get into it.
We're gonna start with, as we do every time, we start with wide eyes. Wide eyes are those moments that took our breath away, that made us clutch our pearls and like had us deeply feeling in these moments. Then we'll move swiftly, promptly, and to our exits for the side eyes, which are the moments that had us feel some type of way, or like overarching ideas and themes that had us feeling some type of way. Okay, I'm very excited.
I'm so excited.
So my first wide eye, and
I'm so excited.
Planted a seed with it a couple of seconds ago.
Tell me.
My first wide eye is Teo Yoo's performance as a whole. This man was just perfect for me. He was so naturalistic. His moments of vulnerability had me like on the side of my on the like the edge of my seat. He was handsome, he was reserved, he was so small handsome in moments, and then just got so big. It was dynamic in a way that was so breathtaking. So physical.
And subtle.
Yeah, I thought he was very, very naturalistic in subtleties, but I thought that performance as a whole was a masterclass. With how little is actually in the script in terms of dialogue, I felt very close to him almost immediately. And also, like, we're using a medium that we're using right now to do the show. Like, a lot of their getting to know each other was via Skype. Shout out 2012. And I felt so connected to him.
Oh my God, I loved him. They were able to convey anxiety, anticipation, love, lust, every single feeling that has any type of merit. They expressed it so well, and they didn't scream it. It just was naturally present in little itty bitty eye looks and gestures and in distance and in silences, all that. It was just beautiful. So I agree with you. I thought that was probably the coolest thing ever.
I think that's a perfect transition to my wide eye number 2. I loved how voyeuristic the film felt. Like even
Yes.
from the first shot, it felt you're immediately the voyeur, you're immediately somebody who's in the room with them. And I know
Are
that
we the fucking same person or what? Because,
we might
like,
be the
what
same
the fuck?
person. We
We're
might
the
be the
same
same person.
person. Go
But
ahead.
like immediately you knew you were a passenger in their vehicle is what I wrote. Like you aren't participating necessarily, but you are a part of the environment that they make up. And it feels like you're absolutely a fly on the wall, particularly in the last scene where it's like one of the last scenes where Hae Sung is waiting for his Uber and Nora walks her out.
How long is your Uber going to be ready? Oh, in 2 minutes.
Oh, and they would that
Aching,
oh,
agonizing
was that one was
two
that
minutes.
dude of silence. And I wrote down
But they
what
get
I loved,
closer. They get a little closer.
and then they go and what I loved about it is you've got like an uncomfortably like an uncomfortable amount of time to just sit. And you're not being fed any thoughts. Like there's no music playing. You're literally just like, what's going on with this couple? Like, are they a couple? Are they saying goodbye? Are they saying hello? Like you're left with your thoughts. That's it. You're not being fed really how to react in this moment or what's going on. You're literally just reacting to what is going on in your head, seeing these two characters. I thought that that last scene was like
Well, okay, yes,
uncomfortable.
I agree. What I think that Celine's song is probably the most meticulous
Mm,
filmmaker that I've ever seen in my life.
mm.
And to her credit, this is her first film that she's ever made.
I
Okay,
know, dude.
so okay, Beast. Okay,
Okay.
Celine's song, Beast, you're a
Sure.
beast. Anyway,
Beast.
we know that when people show us movies that the director and many other creatives are putting together things specifically to tell a story.
Yeah.
Everything is
Yeah.
very purposeful. Everything is put together just succinctly and purposeful. But when we watch it, it's supposed to feel like it isn't,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
there were two, I did that thing that we hate, right? So there were two
Right.
scenes, right? So there were two fuck it all. So there were two scenes in there that seemed extremely intentional, but really, really worked. I knew that in that first scene, and I could be wrong. Celine, don't be mad at me. I'm a black lady. But don't be mad, Miss Song.
You're black?
I'm black. Asian movies throughout American history have not really been given their due, much like other movies of color haven't been given their due, because most of the time the excuse is that the American audience will not relate
Yeah.
to your characters.
Yeah.
Specifically for Asian movies or movies that aren't black or white. And the black movies just now started to get some traction in terms of seeing other things than just, thugs or killers or, blah, blah, blah. Very multifaceted, multi-layered personality stuff. Okay. So in the beginning,
Yeah.
when we hear the sounds of those people watching, which is something me and my husband love to do, we'll go out and we'll be like, oh, look at this person, look at that. Well, wonder what this is, wonder what that is. So that was very true to life.
Yeah.
So, but those voices are white voices for sure, or at least they sound like them.
Oh, yes, 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 yes,
And
yes.
the way that Celine's song describes what they are seeing, their
Yeah.
characters are seeing is, man, I think the white guy and the Asian girl are a couple, and the Asian guy is the brother, woman. Or the Asian girl and the Asian guy are a couple, and the white guy is their American friend.
Hmm.
They're not even talking to the white guy. Maybe they're tourists, and the white guy is their tour guide. Drinking at 4 a.m.? Yeah, you're right. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when I listen to the way that she uses the wording for that, I think it's very clear that Celine Song knows the view or the understanding that people won't relate to in an Asian cast or an Asian story.
Mm.
And I think that she uses that as an opportunity cinematically to invite the viewer in,
Yeah.
very purposeful to invite you in, because then we have that look of her looking right at there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think it's also to not just invite you in, but to spark the interest of the people who probably just think this is just an Asian movie.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because because people do. I
Yeah,
imagine that there are people who do think that,
yeah,
who
yeah,
will look
yeah.
at the picture of the movie and just be like,
Yeah.
yeah, why would I want to watch that?
Using that device of the voiceover of people that might be viewing this dinner that
Yeah.
they have. So the dinner, the scene we're talking about, it's one of the last nights that Hae Sung is in New York. And
Hmm.
so Nora and the husband Arthur and Hae Sung, they all go to dinner. And
Right.
you've got the close up on all three of them at the bar,
Thank you for doing this.
but
Yes.
you're getting like a voiceover of someone who might be across the bar seeing looking at
People watchers
the
across the
three of them.
bar
I totally agree with you that that would,
wondering how they relate to each other.
yeah, and wondering like what the dynamic is between them, the three of them, which is also what's happening internally with all three of them. Like, what is this dynamic? What is Celine about to do? You know, we're all wondering what is Celine about to do. You know what I mean? Not Celine. Well, it's about her, but what is Nora going to do, aka Celine? Because it's autobiographical to an extent.
Right. Right.
But I think that's such a good device. Hello,
I
kitty.
hate
I
I
know,
hate
but she
that
agrees
cat.
with me. She agrees
I
with
hate
me.
that fucking cat.
I think
I
it's
really
such
do.
a good device to promote this idea, this universal feeling that you're going to go on, this universal ride you're about to go on with this movie.
Right.
Everybody has had a first love. Everybody's wondered like, what would it be if we stayed together? Everybody's wondered like, if circumstance didn't get in the way, what would that relationship be like right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's my question. Could she have not see? So this is why I have the theory that I have. My theory is that she knows that it is common knowledge that the American audience might find it difficult to relate to
Yeah,
to an Asian movie. Reason why I have the theory that I have with that is because she's such a good storyteller.
yeah,
And she's such a good visual storyteller that she could have conveyed the awkwardness or the who are these people without the commentary, without the VO. So when she puts that VO in there, it makes me think that she really is aware of the fact that there's some public,
yeah,
and they're not me and you are those public,
yeah.
but there are those public that may find it difficult to
Their
relate
buy-in. Yeah,
properly.
yeah, yeah.
They
Where's my
don't have it.
buy-in?
So if they're not interested, the people that they have VOing, voiceovering to this are telling you that they are. And then so now
Yeah,
we're giving you a reason too. And why are they interested? I'm interested because look at the way their body language is. Look at the way their this is. Look at the way their that is. Now the language that she uses with it is it lets you know what she thinks that that white people may be thinking.
yeah.
And
And she talks about it a little bit in the scene with the with um Nora and her husband, Arthur.
yeah,
After Hae Sung and Nora meet for the first time, she comes back.
yeah.
They have that conversation where she's getting ready for bed and he asks her like
Oh my
asks
God.
him and
So
she goes,
awkward.
I don't know, but she talks about how she's perceived and how he would be perceived. So I think you're spot on.
She may have been concerned about pulling people in. And the way that she chose to do it was with a VO, when honestly, which was successful, but she could have done it just with them and the posture and the way it looked and all that. So why she chose to do it that way, I think she was trying to give people the okay to make them interested.
Yeah, it's a buy-in. It's a buy-in for sure. But
Yeah.
that's one of the things I loved, and I said it earlier, like you got me in the car, I'm in the car, let's go for a ride. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. Oh yeah.
She
As
looked at
soon
the
as Greta,
camera.
as soon as she looked at that camera, I said, "Fuck it, it's done,
Let's
bitch.
go.
I'm in it. I'm in it.
Let's go for a ride.
I'm in." Yeah,
Go for the ride. Exactly.
exactly,
Exactly.
exactly. So girl,
Um,
Celine Song.
yeah, she
She's
did the
entered the
dance.
building. She has
She has
entered.
she probably was
Yeah.
in the building the whole time. They just now she
Well,
Academy
this
B.
Greta girl, she's one of y'all.
Um,
Greta Lee, the actress that plays Nora, Greta Lee had made her acting debut as a theater girly.
she is a
And
theater girly. So is Celine.
Celine made her writing debut.
They had
Theater.
Arthur Miller on the desk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I said, "Oh, these are theater girlies." And then I love how she changed her. First, she wanted to get a Pulitzer. Then she wanted to get a
Tony.
no. It started off as a Nobel Prize. Then it
Nobel,
was the Pulitzer. And
Pulitzer.
then she wanted a
And
Tony.
then she wanted a Tony. She's also a film girly too, because
Yeah.
when Nora was speaking to Teo Yoo's character, via Skype or something like that, she was like, "Oh, I got an artist residency in Montauk. Do you know where Montauk is? Have you ever seen Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind?"
Yeah.
A great movie. That was the first time that we heard her speak, I think, English in the movie. I think that was the first time we heard her speak English in the movie. And at that point in time, because it was kind of fairly in the beginning, because I love that movie. Shout out to Charlie Kaufman. Shout out to Michelle Gondry. So
You do love that movie.
I knew what was going to happen, because what is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind about? A relationship that goes sour. They try to erase the memories, but once they're in there erasing the memories, they find that they want to get them back,
Yeah.
but they don't succeed. But nature brings them to the same place that they met in the past, and they meet and they connect again, but nobody knows whether it's going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Nobody knows whether they're going to do it again. And we're just kind of left questioning that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh God, this is ill-fated. This is ill-fated. It's just,
Oh no, but that's so beautiful because it ties into the idea of the theme of immune, right?
yes.
The
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
past
Fate.
life, which is going back to the title of the movie, past lives. Um, so that's actually really beautiful. It's like you have this continuum of the same story, the same experience, which
Yeah.
also ties into the universal feeling of falling in love and it not being the right time or being in the wrong place. Do you want to go
Yeah.
to side eye?
I
I
want to,
got a side eye.
okay, okay, I'll stop. I'll stop.
I'm gonna be real with you. The husband, Arthur,
Ah!
played by John Magaro, couldn't stand him.
You couldn't stand it?
I couldn't fucking stand him.
Why,
From
Dana?
the
Okay,
moment
so this
they
is the
started to
personal
fucking
side.
cuddle, go ahead.
No, no, go ahead, because
Go
I was
ahead.
thinking the same
I
thing.
wrote down in my notes, he's a pussy. This is the
And this is because you're black. This is because you're black.
no, no, no,
Cultural nuances
no.
are at play
No,
here.
as soon as okay. First of all, the moments what really turned me off was when they're in bed and they're
Oh,
talking about
oh,
how
that was my side eye. Go ahead.
and he says this thing. What does he say? He says, um, I get I think I'm kind of upset because you dream in a language I can't understand, which is such a beautiful line, but also just gave me the ick so hard. I just got the ick so hard. He gave me the ick, bro. I don't know
Okay,
why, but
okay. So
and then
let
and then like he's waiting, like just his character as a whole as a side eye, and then how he's waiting.
his whole
Fucking,
character's a side eye though. But his
he's
whole character
terrible.
is the side eye though. His whole
The
character.
whole character. I mean it. How he's waiting out at the stoop of the steps for her to come back. Like, okay, that's supposed to be chivalrous, but it wasn't chivalrous. It felt like, ooh, I'm gonna watch you because I don't trust you, bitch. Because he's fine
Okay,
and taller than
you're
me.
so wrong. Let me tell you why you're so wrong, but so right.
I can't stand him. He annoyed the fuck
Let
out of
me
me.
tell you why. Let me
So
tell you
sorry.
why. Okay.
And they had no chemistry. They had no chemistry. They had
I
no
mean,
chemistry.
they tried really hard.
They had no chemistry.
So okay,
They had no fucking chemistry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
maybe it's because I date the same personalities,
Okay.
whether they be in different cultures or not. But I don't know if I would be like, hey, hun, so this guy that I used to, my childhood friend is in town. And, we used to like each other. And I said I was going to marry him when I was little. And I want to go and hang out all day for 3 days, for a week, for whatever time. My husband wouldn't be like, good on you, bitch. Bye.
Here,
That
take some
wouldn't
money.
be
Take my
the
card.
way it is. And then sit down and have dinner and then hang out.
No,
And
and
then,
that's her bad. And that's her bad. Because that's her bad. Because I agree. When he
yeah,
asked, "Are you attracted to him?" and she says, "I don't know." I was like,
I
"Bitch,
mean, I don't think so. Bitch,
bro,
I'm
I don't think
attracted to him.
so."
How about that?
No,
How about that?
if you say I don't think so, if you say I don't think so, that's yes.
The
And I
whole
get it. That man
side
is
eye,
fine. That man is fine.
side eye, side
He's
eye, side eye,
beautiful to
side
me.
eye.
But the way he handled that shit, if you have a problem with it, say you have a problem. Don't be passive aggressive with me. Don't say, I feel some type of way because you dream in a language I don't understand.
Well, okay, so that
I don't
part,
understand.
this is what he's saying. He's saying that even while
I
you're,
understood what he was, I understand like the multi layers of it, layers of it. But
yeah,
just the way he
like
said it,
even in your subconscious, you don't speak English. You speak English to me all the fucking time, but in your subconscious, the times of your of the times where you're just floating through
you're at
your
rest.
deepest self,
Yeah.
that is who you are essentially. They're basically saying, and I could be wrong, but basically saying like you are Korean, I am white. That's pretty much what the fuck it meant. My
But no,
whiteness makes,
it also felt possessive to me. It felt possessive to me in a way because I've been married. How long have I been married? I've been married for 6 years. I've been with this man for 12 years of my life. There are
right,
parts of me that he is not owed. You know what I mean? And there are parts of my experience that he won't be able to relate in. So there are also languages that we do there that we are both fluent in. You know what I mean?
right,
Like, and there's a
true.
past that I have with this man that doesn't belong to you. So don't feel I don't. The only part that would have had me felt some type of way was
Yeah,
his.
because she was like,
I don't
you
think so.
know what I'm saying in my dreams? Like, it went from being a very figurative conversation about bigger things to kind of weird and
It felt like he understands this language. There's something. There's a layer that he's gotten beneath that I won't. There's a fluency and a context that I don't have with you. Why don't I have it too? Fuck you.
I know, but but see, to
I'm
me,
sorry.
when I want it, I want it too.
That's what it
So
felt like to me with this
yeah,
fucking Pepe Le Pew fucking striped ass shirt.
yes, and then laying on her like a baby, and yeah,
Oh,
I
get your
know
fucking leg off me. I
it
hate
was
it.
cringy, but this is us being messy because the movie was phenomenal.
Oh,
But
come on. The movie.
to me, I thought she was speaking to what people call interracial relationships. I think
Oh,
she was
sure.
speaking to being with someone who is what I believe is culturally different in a lot of different ways, culturally different. As a person who's been in a relationship with a lot of different cultures, there is this element that you have about growing up a certain way that reminds you of home,
Sure.
and it is a very intimate, very important part of many people's lives. And then you grow up and then you create all these different things, blah blah blah, blah. But when you meet people from home or people who know you and culturally the same from home, it hits a little different. But that doesn't mean that you can't have intimate relationships with people who
Yes.
don't remind you of home in that way. So I
Different
think
type
she
of
was trying to
home.
I think she was trying to hit on some intercultural differences.
I think just like with that opening device, that voyeuristic first shot, VO shot, um, I think just with that, she was hitting on multi layers of things. He was speaking to and this goes into my second side eye, but you haven't done your side eyes. He was speaking to, I think, a coldness that she
Getting
showed.
carried away by you. So
Sorry,
stimulating. Sorry. Didn't even know I had side eyes to present.
you do. Hold on, but let me finish this thought. I think just like you were talking about with the first device of giving the audience buy-in, I think this is also multi-layered. I think that line in that scene hit on like a cold. I believe her character to be relatively cold, can be. I think she was hitting on a lack of closeness he was feeling, a level of outsider that he felt, not only with language, but with her as well. I think there was a level of possessiveness, a level of, from her point of view, from Nora's point of view, like, why are you tripping? I'm here. Like, you're the choice that I made. You know what I mean? Like, just because I'm interacting with this person from my past doesn't change the choices that I made. I'm here for a reason. You know what I mean? Um, I'm
I
sorry.
would say he was the last thing from possessive. I mean,
He was
he
subtly possessive. He was absolutely.
okay, well, subtly possessive doesn't let you go traipsing around with a man that likes you. After you tell him that he did come to see me, he did come to see me because he wants to see me because he misses me, because he wanted to be with me. Like, really? And you're like, good on you, bitch. Like, go have fun. Mwah.
No,
Like,
but then
wow.
he's sobbing about it in the fucking bathroom. You know what I mean? We didn't that's a scene that happened in my
You,
head.
so you,
He was like, okay, I guess you could talk to him.
Celine, Ariel needs to talk to you. There's this
Dump
there's a
your
scene
husband, boo.
there's a scene missing. There's a
No,
scene
no, no,
missing.
not at all. Not at all. I think it was purposeful, and I think my reaction too is a testament to how well this man played his character and committed to his character. The sensitive, oh, my pen just flew out of my hands.
I didn't like him either. I mean, I felt like he was
Let's
I
go to your
felt
side eyes, boo.
I felt like he was you can be vulnerable and understanding without being spineless, without being kind of impish, without I mean, it no offense, but it kind of presented a stereotypical view of a white man in a relationship with a person from a different culture that he just can't understand. And he was just very, very just impish. There's a lot of white men that are vulnerable and that are manly. And in my misogynistic mind, or
Your,
what's
your
the
toxic masculinity.
yeah, but exactly, yeah, I wanted to see that. I wanted to see him be understanding, but I wanted to see him still have a fucking backbone.
He didn't.
Like, "Listen, I feel some type of way about this, but you're a grown
Don't.
woman and you need to do what you gotta do, and this is your story, and I
Mm,
can't stop you from it." And maybe a scene from him by himself to where he does, like, grapple with the fact that he could have possibly thrown his wife away.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe something like that.
I think it would have had me invested in
Mhm.
their relationship, Nora and Arthur's relationship a little bit. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there was
I wanted her to be with Teo Yoo. I wanted her to be with him.
no shit, because he's beautiful and vulnerable and strong and all of the things that you would like a man to be. At the
And
end of that
delicious.
movie, at the end of the movie, I said, I love him.
I
I
know.
felt in love with him.
I wanna see him in more things.
He needs to be in all of the things.
And I'm pissed that they didn't nominate him because he deserved it.
I personally thought
And she deserves it.
this was my
Celine Song deserves it.
Celine Song absolutely deserves it. This was my second side eye. We have yet to get to your first ones.
Dude, we're at like 45 minutes. I already know. This is
My
crazy.
second side eye, um, Greta Lee and her performance was a bit underwhelming to me. Um, Everybody spoke in high praises, and it could also be just playing devil's advocate. Not know Don't know why you would want to advocate for the devil, but um, don't don't pay attention to me. I don't know if what's written on the Catholic school girls. Jesus, Betty and Joseph. Um,
God.
Greta Lee's performance was a bit underwhelming. I don't know if what if it was what's on the page or if it was I think there in the character, Nora's character, there was a level of coldness. There was a level of I am making the choices for my purpose, my dream. I came here for a reason, and I'm not gonna let anything get in the way. Especially that first Skype where she's like, I think we should stop talking with Hae Sung. Um, and so I don't know if I don't know a lot about Greta Lee as an actress, so I don't know if it's the character or if that's just how she portrayed her.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly I didn't consider whether or not she was underwhelming or not. She was just somebody who was there. And the moments that I thought that she was really, really good were the moments that she was with Teo Yoo, the
Oh
moments that
yeah,
she was
their
with him,
chemistry.
especially when they first meet. Oh, tidbit.
Let's go.
So
Let's go.
I watched Celine Song's interview,
Mhm.
one of them, or probably like four of them. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed.
Yeah,
I'm
you should be.
obsessed with her.
Yeah,
I'm
she's incredible.
obsessed with her. So she said in her interview that she purposefully told them to not touch.
Yeah.
And so that scene where they meet each other for the first time after 20 years, they had not touched each other.
Yeah.
And so that was probably my favorite freaking moment, when they finally embrace. And then they're just like, whoa, it's you. Like, whoa, you know what I mean? She was so good in those moments. I thought she was amazing. And then I also love the fact that Celine Song told the husband's character and Teo Yoo's character that to never see each other. So they never saw each other. The first time they met in the movie is the first time they met in real life.
Yeah, I
And
love One Direction.
yeah, and so you can feel that awkwardness, like, "Who's this? Who's there?" And
Yeah.
then she made sure to have Nora's character talk to both men about each other, so they had an idea just like in the movie, and I just
That
love
was
her.
that was so attractive to me when he just starts speaking to her about like, oh, that line broke my fucking heart.
Which one?
He says, I didn't know it would hurt so much to like your husband.
Yes,
I said,
and then the fact that the husband and Teo Yoo's character are in Yoon, like, they're together, like,
yeah,
they've met in other lifetimes and blah, blah, blah.
yeah, they did. I can't.
Well,
Um,
I don't have any side eyes, Ariel.
really,
I will say that this is probably one of the most well put together movies I have seen in a very long time,
I agree.
but very effortless. They didn't pull too many, she didn't do too many tricks to purposefully bring us in. And the two that she did do that I was very aware of, they worked perfectly fine. I
Yeah,
mean, it's a way to make a very impactful movie without screaming.
yeah,
And it
I
was
think.
loud. It was loud without screaming. And my heart is full and I'm really happy about it.
What would you rate it?
I'd rate it a 5, 5 stars.
You know what? I'd give it a 4.5.
This is our first, this is my first 5. You give it 4.5, I
I
give it a
give it a
5.
solid
You give
4.5.
it a 4.5 because of the fucking husband?
Can't stand him. I think I'd give it a 4.5, and I'll tell you why. I
Because he
agree
was
with
somebody to
you.
pity.
Pardon?
He was somebody to pity. He wasn't even anybody to relate to.
No, I think I, I don't know. I couldn't answer, and maybe that's not a shot on the movie, but I couldn't answer why she would stay with him, with her husband.
I
I
know what's
couldn't answer. I don't
yeah.
think I knew. I got to really know her. I knew Hae Sung, right? I knew him. You can see all of his moves. He's crystal clear to me. Um, she's clear too, but only to a point. You know what I mean?
Oh,
When I'm watching
that makes
movies,
sense.
I want to care about I want to care.
Same,
I didn't
same.
really care about her. Like I got this like multi-generational need to prove. I got this passionate person who's driven, but I didn't see any passion there, you know what I mean? And I don't know if that's the chemistry or what between Arthur and Nora, but I didn't get it.
But I'd still give it 5, but I agree with you on that. I think the only person that I really cared about was Teo Yoo.
What?
He's the
Yes.
only he's the only one that was there.
He was the only one that was there.
He's the only one that was there, but they had moments together where they just they shined together, the way they looked at each
Really
other.
did.
It was just
Really did. Their chemistry was
legit.
so good.
Yeah, she had more chemistry with one than she did the other,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Um, but this you're right that this is the highest
Quite
we've
purposeful, I think.
I think so too. But you're right, this is the highest we've rated any of the movies.
Past lives,
Past
Celine
life?
song, Tell You, fucking killing it. And you
And
know what?
what, babe?
So far of the movies that I've seen of the
My
Oscar
favorite
picks,
too.
best picture to me
Same.
thus far. My name's Annalisa,
And I'm still Ariel.
and this has been
Well chewed.
So Chewed. I love that movie.
It's a good one.
It's such a good movie.